Hey everybody, how's it going today? Just wanted to update you a little bit. It's been a while, but let me update you about what happened at Mom's funeral and what we did that was different than everybody else's. Well, not everybody else's, but the typical funeral. As if you may or may not know, let me catch you up real quick. My mom had dementia. My mom passed for dementia. We did home hospice here. Hospice is the way to go. I wouldn't, my advice to you is to hospice your loved one at home where you are instead of sending them off to a facility that you can only spend so much time there with your loved one. So that's my my spiel. So my mom passed away, and she passed away the Wednesday before Easter. So we knew people weren't going to be around. And since mom wanted to be cremated and we cremated mom, uh, there was time. There was time and we could kind of pick our time, pick our day. So we elected to hold off on the funeral for about a month so everybody could arrange to take the time off and arrange to come into our state and to be here for the funeral. And it was very sweet. As an aside, it was very sweet. There were just the right amount of people there, not too many, not too few, but it was good family and good friends, which was a very good, pleasant surprise. A lot of her old friends from back where she grew up attended, so it was really nice. It was very sweet. Um, so let me say there was the way our we did it was different than most funerals. We skipped the funeral home, which all we saw was a cost. We skipped the church. We invited the priest to come out and give a little eulogy, graveside eulogy, but we skipped the church service and we skipped the funeral home because then we could have people just people didn't have to didn't have to go from one place to another place to another place. You could just meet us at the cemetery. We had this beautiful ceremony at the cemetery where everybody attended. And then we invited everybody to go to the restaurant for a memorial dinner. So that was very good. We got a good chance to say hi to people and catch up with people and talk a lot about what was going on and our memories of mom and everything. So that's how we did ours different than most people. And I know that kind of for a fact because there's mom had a counselor with the hospice, and he came in. He's a very sweet guy, uh, but mom was too far gone in her dementia, so he mostly interacted with me and my brother. And he was like, okay, what funeral home? What we are like, we don't usually we don't want to use a funeral home. We don't want to have a church service. And he was kind of like, what? We just want to have a graveside ceremony with people speaking and then just go and do a memorial dinner afterwards. And so he was very good. He was very quick on his feet and kind of accommodating that way. I guess in my mind he kind of reacted like, of course people wanted funeral homes, of course people wanted church ceremonies, but those are kind of expensive aspects of funerals. And my mom wasn't religious. My mom wasn't like a stickler for the tradition. You have to have things a certain way. So we did what was comfortable for us. It was very uh, not informal, but it was very relaxed, fluid ceremony, and it's something that mom would have liked to have. So so it was good. There were flowers, there was crying, there were memories, and at the end there was good food and laughter and people reuniting and basically more exchanges of phone numbers and what people are doing these days and everything. So it was a good, sweet memory to have. But that's what I had. I just wanted to relay that to you, and just as like a denouement to to mom's life and to taking care of her through the end of her life and making sure she was safe, she was comfortable, she was not in pain, she was surrounded by her loved ones, and we we did what we knew she would have wanted. We had done the same thing basically for my dad. We did home hospice for my dad 2012. We did the same thing, and we did what he wanted, and mom was comfortable with that too. So it was about the same thing. We skipped the funeral home and the funeral home costs. We skipped the church and the church costs. We invited the priest out, which it's about people and it's about family and it's about that kind of connection. So we scooped that up, which was good. Um, and it was basically a very nice way to say goodbye. And I wanted to share that with you. Uh, let's see. And of course, there was the shenanigans right after Mom's passing. And please, if you haven't watched that, go back and because there was a couple of things that was kind of bizarre, interesting, and amusing at the same time. So go watch that other video. But yeah, that's what I have for Mom's final, final. My my niece and my sister, and I think my brother wanted some of the ashes. So my brother is making little boxes for the remains so that they could have them. And I don't know, it was it was very sweet and in a good memorial. And Mom will live in all of us, and we'll have good memories and laughter from all of the things that we did and experienced growing up. But that's what I have. I don't know what else to say. If you have any questions, reach out to me, contact me about, um, you know, taking care of loved ones with dementia and and going through the medical system and home hospicing rather than hospice in a facility, and the process, but at least what we experienced through Mom's passing and what we did in preparation afterwards, and a little bit about the paperwork and all. There was a lot of paperwork. There were things that we found that we didn't know that we had to research. There was paperwork to go through, and luckily I had the paperwork in Mom's paperwork in boxes. So my brother, as um, power of attorney, he could go through and separate them all into stuff we needed and stuff we could toss. And just another amusing little thing. The other day I got a bill in the mail. Well, Mom got a bill in the mail. It is now the middle of June, and Mom got a bill in the mail from the hospital. No, not even from the hospital, from the lab for some of her lab tests that from her last time, her last week when she was way back in the hospital. It's June now. It was from the middle of December when she was at the hospital. So yeah, then there's that. So, but I'll pay that out of my own account and get that over with. But thanks for waiting 6 months and then giving us a surprise bill. And I guess there's something to be said about, oh yeah, they won't do surprise bills. They do surprise bills. So anyway, okay. So there you have it. That is the denouement for Mom. I kind of worry about, I'm getting up there in years. I kind of worry about who's going to take care of me when I get old. But at least now I'm going through the process of grieving Mom and figuring stuff out. I'm having a few things go on in my life, and one of them is my dog is very sick. And whenever one of my animals was very sick, I would call my mom and basically cry in her ear. And I don't have that anymore. So that's one of the memories, that's one of the things she did for me that was just wrote and she took care of, and that was her taking care of me. So it's something that I didn't really realize until this happened again. And I'm like, oh, I'll call oh, I can't call Mom. Oh yeah, okay. Anyways, all right. Hope you have a good rest of the week. If you have any questions, just put them down in the comments or just message me. All right. Thanks. Take care. Bye.